What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today we have another new subreddit, one that I relate to very hard given my hotel experience, and I'm surprised I haven't read it on this channel. However, I've seen so many requests in the comments, so let's check out r/Tales from the Front Desk. Alright, this story's called Family of Karens. Slow 3 to 11 shift. Got some time in to play Animal Crossing a bit. I cleaned out and ate the fish's bowl. It was a good night. Everybody was happy checking. Everybody was having fun. I was enjoying work. Then, this horrible mean woman came in with her family of butthole Karens. She came in at 9:30, 9:45 at night. She has 2 rooms. I thought, cool, check-in time. She came in and asked where the restroom was, and I said to the left and pointed towards the restroom. She turned around and walked towards my closed breakfast bar area. I laughed, thinking it was funny, and it's been a long day of driving, and said, "Nope, wrong way. Follow my hand. It's left, dude." Her response would forever set the tone. "Wow, you're great at giving directions." I shrugged it off, whatever. But then I heard, "She had one job, and she can't even show me to the restroom." To her teenage daughter. Okay, cool, that's fine, whatever. I blew it off. They come to check in finally. "I want to pay cash for all the rooms." That's perfectly fine, but I have to have a credit card on file for incidentals. It will authorize for the full amount and will not be released until tomorrow morning if you pay cash still. "So you're double charging me?" Of course not. Cash is more than welcomed, but I have to have a card on file for incidentals. It'll show as pending, but it'll go away after checkout. "Oh, okay, but cash is fine." "Oh yeah, definitely." "Oh, thank goodness. Well, run my cards. I'll get my husband for the cash." I checked in both rooms. Alrighty then, if you can just fill out these registration cards for me. Do you have 1 car or 2? "I have 1. Awesome, that'll make it easier for you. I'll just cross out the car info on this one. I said I have 2 freaking trucks. Do you not listen? Can't give directions and can't listen now? Oh, my bad, ma'am. I'll just need both information on the trucks then. Is your pool and hot tub open? Oh, my pool is open, but the hot tub is closed due to Brovid. Wow, really? I called this morning up here and they said it was open. That's odd. My hot tub has been closed since the pandemic started, ma'am. Do you know who you talked to? I talked to a woman and she said everything was open, but I guess not. So the only woman that was working today was my general manager, and she is the one who put the hot tub out of order. So she wouldn't give any false information about the hot tub. Like, we have it drained and there's wiring hanging out of the light sockets. She wouldn't tell people it's open. Well, ma'am, I can see you booked through our reservation service and they must have given you false information. I'm sorry for the inconvenience of that. It's whatever. I might not stay here, though. Oh, if that's what you want, I was gonna say I checked her in already, but explain I can check her out and not charge her if that was the decision. I just don't understand why somebody working here would say it's open when it's not. Again, ma'am, I'm sorry for the inconvenience and the false information given, but I really don't think you talked to the hotel directly. I did! Okay, ma'am, it's just that the hot tub has been closed since March, and at this point, the woman's daughter chimed in. All she's saying to you is that somebody here gave us the wrong information. Why are you so freaking rude? I know, right? I just wanted the hot tub and here she is, dragging on the conversation about the hot tub. Insert more yelling at me and me taking a deep breath and slowly breathing in and out while they scream about a hot tub. So I have decided you are not staying here in the hotel tonight. You are not allowed to be here, and I will not put up with you talking to me like this or treating me like this. Excuse me? As I am saying this next part, she and her daughter are yelling and screaming at me. You are not staying here. I will check you out of the system with no charge because I am removing you from the hotel. No charge will be on your card. I will give proof of no charges if you like. I am staying here, you hear me? You are now deemed as trespassing. Please leave my property. At that moment, 4 men walked in. One asked why his wife, mean woman, was yelling at me. She explained I was kicking them out. What? I'm staying here. I want your freaking manager's number. I want your name. I am staying here. At this point, the entire family was yelling and cussing at me and insulting me in every way they can. They even had their 3 little kids, under 7, yelling at me. An entire family was yelling at me. No, this did not help them at all. The yelling got so loud, I began to black out. When you yell at me the way they were yelling, my brain will check out completely. It will block everything out. So I vaguely remember me handing them my manager's cards. Somebody yelled, I threw it at them. I didn't. Somebody yelled, "Film her ass!" I grabbed the reg cards from the desk and turned my back. They yelled something else at me and triggered me to yell, "Get the hell out of my hotel now!" Fun fact, that didn't help. I'm not happy I yelled that, but I did. They laughed and said, "Ooh, we got it, guys!" And they continued to yell and cuss at me. I went to the back room and called the police because they weren't leaving at all. They stayed at my desk yelling and cussing at me, as well as insulting me, until the cops came. Dispatch couldn't hear me at all. I heard mean woman say, "Come on, Karen, come on out so I can expose your ass to the world, you dumb bimbo!" As well as, "You red frickin' net piece of crap!" And my favorite was, "Anorexic whore!" Cool. Thanks, I am aware I don't exactly have the best eating habits and I am deemed underweight. But really, don't think that was necessary. Dispatch heard them and said, "I will add that to the report." While on the phone with dispatch, I heard them climbing over my desk yelling, "Get her ass on camera!" I heard things being thrown. I heard my table barrier we have up because of Brovid being moved. I have no idea how long I was hiding in the back room, honestly. The Karen, or family full of bullies, finally left the hotel and sat outside on the bench out front. I slowly peeked around the corner to see if anybody was waiting for me. Nobody was there, but the stuff they threw. Tables being moved completely, and a single AirPod. Dispatch asked if I was okay. I said yeah and told her what I found. Dispatch said the cops were on the way and locked the door. I told dispatch I just need them off the property and I'll provide whatever proof they want of no charges being put on their card. But they can't be here anymore at all. Dispatch said that's fine. I got off the phone finally and I heard yelling and cussing coming from the parking lot. Cops had arrived and the Karen family wasn't happy. Yes, this is what happens when you harass people. The cops are called. The entire family began yelling and cussing at me from outside the building again. It went on for a while. When it finally stopped, I slowly came out of the back room and found one of the guys in the family pointing at an AirPod box. So it was his. I let him inside and handed it to him, and he quickly ran out of the building because a cop escorted him. When the family member ran out of the building, the cop walked up and slowly said, "Did you yell, 'Get the frick out' at them?" Yes, I did. What's your side of the story? I told him everything and that they were yelling and screaming at me to the point I got overwhelmed, and my tipping point was when they said, "Film her ass." So I yelled, "Get the hell out of my hotel." I told him and admitted that doing that didn't help anything. I fully understand and that I was sorry. But an entire family of like 10 people were screaming, yelling, and insulting me. He nodded his head and said, "Yeah, it didn't help, but an entire family harassing you like that is overwhelming for anybody. I definitely understand. And they shouldn't have flipped out over a hot tub being closed during a pandemic. There were things both sides could have done differently." At that point, I ended up having the anxiety attack I was trying to fight off from the start and broke down crying and saying I was sorry for calling them when none of this should have happened in the first place. So I was having an anxiety attack in my hotel lobby while a cop had to calm me down and try and stop it. He had me sit down and drink water until he came back inside. He went outside and the entire family drove off in their giant-ass trucks. The cop and his other partner came in. She asked if I was okay because he told her I was having a meltdown. It got to be 10:30 p.m. and I was sitting in the back room crying and having a meltdown until my coworker came into work. All of this over a freaking hot tub. during a pandemic. I told my general manager everything, and she said, "They better frickin' email me right now." She said the entire family isn't welcome back and will be on our DNR list at our sister properties everywhere in the US, which is a lot. Side note, I wrote this on my cell phone. I'm sorry for any errors. Man, people yelling at me at the hotel was definitely something that happened, not that often, but it's happened. Personally, I didn't take it seriously at all because anyone who yells at an employee for literally just doing their job is not someone you want to take seriously. Like one time, this dude, he slipped in his shower and he cut his foot and he was getting mad at me for it. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but that is in no way our fault. It's not my fault your ass is clumsy. I didn't say the last part, but I said something along those lines. But yeah, people go crazy for their amenities, and I understand, you're paying for something, but usually if it's really an issue, I will literally lower their rate for them. But people are crazy, man. Also, I hope OP's feeling better. That must have been rough. Alright, this story's called When a Scammer Thinks They Know the Tricks. Just before 2 p.m., I checked in a guy. Normal check-in, nothing noteworthy. Just before 3 p.m., he returns. Keys in hand, I think nothing of it. We call them boom boom rooms. Except when I get to the window to collect the keys, he tells me there was an issue with the room. He thinks the shower was leaking because the floor in the bathroom was all wet. Okay, sorry about that, let me call maintenance. I start to step away, and he starts saying that it actually just looks like someone got water all over the floor and housekeeping didn't clean it. Well, I know the housekeepers, and I know a screw-up like that just ain't gonna happen. So I tell him I'm gonna have maintenance come be sure we don't mess around with water leaks, even though I was already starting to see red flags. I step away to make the call before he can say anything else. I told maintenance exactly what the guest had said. I use quotes because the maintenance guy is actually the owner. He just generally doesn't want people knowing that. So the owner can be an Oz-like being who exists behind the curtain and is inaccessible when Karens try going over our heads. Also, a good excuse for when someone doesn't like a policy. Blame it on the owner. He is also actually the maintenance guy though, and the trash guy. So I finish the call and go back to the window and ask him if he wants to stay in that room, or if he'd like to switch. Actually, he wants a refund for the issue. I apologize and say, in this case, I can't issue a refund more than 15 minutes after someone has checked in, and it had been an hour since he had checked in. We're having maintenance come look at the room, and I offered a different room. That's what I was able to do. He then tells me he was only in the room for 15 or 20 minutes and that his company wants him to go to a different hotel because of the issues, while flashing a card to a Duve and Boosters. They're also going to be having more people arrive over the next couple of days, which I guess I'm supposed to care about. They want him to go somewhere else, but the other people are still coming here? Right. That's leaving out the part where the nearest Duve and Boosters is in the next town over, and there are a number of hotels much closer to it. Again, I tell him I can't issue a refund. If he'd like to take it up with the owner tomorrow, he is more than welcome to do so. He reminds me that they have more people coming, and I ask him if he would like his keys back. He would not. He wants a refund, so he'll call the owner tomorrow. He also hands me his business card and asks me to pass it on to the owner. Sure thing, and he leaves. The owner pulls up a few minutes later. I give him the skinny and share my suspicions with him, and he heads off to check out the room. It then occurs to me that by pure chance, the room this guy was in is directly under a camera. I scroll back to right when he's checked in and hit fast forward. About 5 minutes after he checked in, he heads into the room with a girl he was not with at check-in. The owner returns while I'm fast forwarding to see when they left the room. There is nothing wrong with the shower. It's obvious though that both the bed and the shower had been used. The couple leave the room 40 minutes after they entered, not the 15 to 20 minutes the guy had claimed. The owner asks me to pause so he can see their faces and see if he knows them. Oh, also he's annoyed because he just got a puppy and coming back in to look at a perfectly functional shower, and the evidence of someone trying to cheat him just tore him away from her. So I hit play in order to switch from forward to backward, and we hear them laughing on the camera because, oh yes, dear reader, the camera has a microphone. So I scoot the video back far enough so that he can get a look at their faces. We hear them talking, not saying much of anything of significance. Then we hear, "I'm going to go get a refund," inaudible as he laughs and moves away from the camera. No, you're freaking not. Update: he did not call today and the owner didn't call him. I strongly considered reaching out to his employer, but I decided to leave well enough alone. Honestly, I would not be surprised if the business card he gave me was an old one and he no longer works for the company. So we have his money and he gets to be a dum-dum a bunch of people on the internet laughed at, though he doesn't know that part. If he does end up calling, I will, of course, update you all. We had a lot of people do stuff like that. Honestly, at the hotel, there were a lot of prostitutes in the area. I'm just saying, I'll leave it at that. And some of them were really nice. They'd bring me snacks and stuff from the vending machines anytime they'd get stuff. They were pretty nice, regular customers. This story's called, "I Truly Am Sorry That the Sacking of My City Has Inconvenienced You. As I sit in the smoldering ruins of my once fair city, I am given the envious task of processing chargebacks for guests who couldn't be bothered to read the rules and regulations they accepted or call the hotel to ask for a refund, while adding the flourishing touch of something to the effect that cardholder is an idiot for making it a formal dispute rather than calling us directly. The front desk receives a gem of a call. Here's the cast. There's me, irate lady. Front desk, this is GSA, how can I help you? Where can I get a pizza? I'm afraid nothing is likely to be open currently due to civil unrest in the area. There is a curfew in effect. What do you mean, nothing is open? Well, if you were to look outside, you would see the looted pizza restaurant, the smoldering ruins of a gas station, and every shop front smashed at the local shopping center. So while I can provide you a list of restaurants, I cannot guarantee that they will be open, as there is a curfew and over 10,000 servicemen and women outside enforcing it. Irate lady becoming more agitated. That's freaking ridiculous! How am I supposed to feed my family? We do have a convenience store on site where you can buy salads and sandwiches. That's bullcrap! I want pizza for me and my family! I'm about done at this point. I realize you want pizza. Here is a list of places you can try, and I truly am sorry that the sacking of my city has inconvenienced your ability to get pizza. Wow, someone's living in a bubble. Well, I hope OP stays safe, and it's absolutely bonkers to me that this is happening in our own country, or I guess my own country, because not everyone's from America. But it's just nuts, man, because as far as I know, nothing's happening around the Woodlands, Texas, which is where I live. I just hope everyone stays safe and realizes that this is a time of great change, and change this huge hardly ever happens without some of the rockiness that is occurring. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.